Hey! Is the noon train on time?
Supposed to be.
Feels like it's time.
Fair enough.
BBN, Jack Frost. What's up, party people? How's everybody doing? I'm hoping everybody's having a beautiful day. We got a lot to talk about. First thing I'm going to do is say I appreciate all of the new subs we've got. Pardon me, we've acquired. I appreciate everybody that has been subscribing to the page. Shout out to you guys. If you are in here, please let your voice be known. Let your voice be heard. Feel free to speak. Don't pay attention to the haters, because the haters are going to tell you that I don't want you to talk, because I don't allow for them to come in here and try to run my show. So because I don't allow the haters to come in here and try to run my show, they're going to try to convince you that I don't let people talk. But once you be disrespectful, once you're doing something that I think is disrespecting God, disrespecting other people, that's just too far, I'm just going to kick you. I'm not going to want to deal with it. Now, with that being said, today's show is about, obviously, we've been covering politics for quite some time now. There's a different thing that I actually want to lead off with that I'm going to be speaking about. And then we're going to get to all of this conversation about Kamala Harris. And quite frankly, should Muslim and Indian people not vote for her? I'm not saying vote for Trump. I'm just being clear on this. I'm saying, should Muslim and should Indian people not vote for her? I would like to hear other people's opinion on this, just so we can be clear. But to be perfectly honest with you, I think she's shown them in a huge disrespect, and we'll be talking about that today. And I want to talk about, did everybody hear about the young lady that was just carted off at the Olympics? I got some videos for y'all to show y'all. I got to wait for them to upload. That's why we're a little bit late. All right, it got uploaded. I got some videos to show y'all. We're going to get to those. But because this is very important, because this is something that our Democrats push in America, that women and men are exactly equal. They're the same. A woman can do anything that a man can do. And I think that that's dangerous, because there's two things that you're doing when you're doing this. One, you're disrespecting women to the umpteenth degree, in my opinion, because there's things that men cannot do that women can do. There's things that women are just better at doing than men. And a lot of these things that women are better at doing than men are important to the growth of a family. So we got women out there trying to be men, then they're not going to be leaning into their gift that God gave them. So that's one way that this is dangerous. You're making women obsolete. Is the second way that this is dangerous, because what's going to happen is you're going to have men trying to do things that women do, which we already have, and then you're going to be putting women in situations that they don't need to be put in. I just want to be clear on this. We all agree that men should not hit women. So if a woman now considers herself to be a man, her pronouns are he and him, that means that men can just whoop her ass? I'm curious. If a woman decides that her pronouns are now he and him, are we saying that men have the carte blanche, that if they, act in a way that a man does that will cause for a man to have friction with another man, that now we have the ability to whoop their ass? And I don't think this is fair. Women are more emotional than men. They're more liable to get into a yelling match of disrespecting each other. And I'm saying this with the understanding that we live in a period of time right now where there are a lot of effeminate men. And I'm not even talking about the gay dudes. I'm just talking about there are a lot of effeminate men that have a lot of qualities that women generally have. And that causes for them to basically send themselves to prison because you cannot, a man has to be under control over his emotions. Men are dangerous. We are dangerous. We need to have control over our emotions. And when we allow for our emotions to just fly off of the handle, like, we have no control over them, then we create situations that are dangerous. This is just a fact. This is just a statement of fact. So allowing for a woman to go fight against a man in a boxing match is insane. Especially after we seen what happened to Clarissa Shields, who is quite arguably the best female boxer on the planet. And she got into the ring with a dude she was sparring with, just some guy. I don't even know who the dude is. I don't think he was just a guy off the street, but just some guy. He's not even a professional boxer. And she's the top tier professional female boxer. And she gets in the ring with him and just gets absolutely washed to the point where she want to go get her gun. But y'all want to put a man in the ring with a woman in the Olympics. So this is absolute insanity. I think Democrats actually hate women. They are trying to hide that by now saying, nah, we don't hate the women's. We want you to vote for them. But in reality, I think Democrats hate women. That's just what I think. Obviously, I could be incorrect. What the heck do I know? This is just an opinion. But I think Democrats hate women. And that's why they're always, in my opinion, trying to minimize the things about women that make them spectacular and make them extraordinary, and always trying to get them to do things that they're not going to be as good at. It's like when you see a person who's a great, let's say, basketball player, right? And you have a person like they're great at it. They're just absolutely exceptional. And then you have people that's trying to convince them, you know what? You shouldn't play basketball. You should do that other thing. That's hating. That's literally hating. So, in my opinion, when you have a woman that is happy being a woman, but she has people trying to convince her to not be a woman, what is that? I'm going to play a clip real quick. Give me 1 second. It's uploaded. And then we're going to go through comments, and then we're going to get directly to the show. I want to start going through comments earlier because some of you guys get in here and y'all comment early. So I want to start going through comments earlier. So first we're going to play this clip. Kamala. Oh, whoops. Listen, pay attention. I'm going to do comments first, I guess. We got to do comments first, and then I'm going to play the clip. That's fair? Let's go through some of these comments. I'm going to do roll call. Roll call. Shout out to Brandon Washington. Salute, my brother. He says, hello, Jack. Hello, BB and Fam Bam. Salute. Good morning to you all. Good morning to you, my good brother. Shout out to Brandon Washington. Everybody say hi to the brother. Shout out to Kyra Knowles. She says, good morning, Frost. Good morning to you. She says, all praise to the Most High. That's a fact. Glory be to God. Jesus is King. Kyra, she says, good morning. They saying good morning to each other. Y'all should say good morning to each other more often. That just gives me good energy. I love when I say good morning to people. Sometimes I be outside. I don't be knowing the mofo from a can of paint. And I might just say good morning to them. Then I might see them the next day, and then they say good morning to me. That's progress. Brandon Washington said there was a boxer who quit the fight within a minute of the Olympics because she was fighting a transition man. It was all bad, in my opinion. That is specifically what I want to talk about. So I want to show y'all, since you brought it up in the chat, I'm going to show y'all a clip that I have right now. Hold on. I'm going to show you this right here. This clip is not in our clip. They hate women, fam. They hate women. Y'all just falling for it because some of these people who hate women either look like women, y'all thought they were women, or are women. But they hate women. That's their agenda. They want us to stop procreating. They hate women, fam. I promise you. You people that think that the Democrats love women and the Republicans don't love women, but the Republicans want women to actually be women and the Democrats want women to be men. Your logic is just backwards. All bad. What up, Mr. Berry? Mr. Berry says that was the most disgusting thing a man fighting a woman. As far as I know, if we're out in the street and we see a man hitting on a woman, generally other men try to stop it, right? I don't understand what's the difference between that and what we just saw in the Olympics. I don't understand the difference. Mr. Berry says Democrats hate women, giving them the choice to not reproduce. But I understand if something happens, but not if you are the man doesn't agree after 7 months. Let me reread that. Did you mean to write that like that, or I'm just reading it incorrectly? I could just be reading it incorrectly. Democrats does. No, I'm not reading it incorrectly. Okay, I'm gonna switch some of these words around because I think you are making a great point, Mr. Berry, and I'm just fucking with you right now. Democrats do hate women, giving them the choice to not reproduce. You're gonna have to rewrite that because you're gonna have to rewrite that. And just so we can be clear, I do believe there should be exceptions. There should be exceptions to abortion. I don't think people should just be allowed to have abortions just because you went out there and slept around and wanted to be, somebody's bucket, I don't think that you should just be able to get an abortion for those reasons. Also, think about the women, and this is probably something that's not spoken about, but think about the women who a man knows that she's pregnant, she want to keep the baby, and then he go and tries to slip her one of these morning after pills or whatever, crush it up and put it in her food or however it is. I've never seen one, so I don't even know if it could be crushed. But put it in her food in order to force her to have a miscarriage. You don't think that that's happening? That's one. Two, think about our mentality when we're more, as a society, interested in having sex for pleasure rather than for procreation. Just think about that for one moment. If somebody gets raped, absolutely. Incest, absolutely. There's probably one or two other reasons that I will 100% I'm on board with. But just because somebody wants to be loose with their vagina, I don't think that's a good enough reason. That's my opinion. Just like I think that DNA tests should be mandatory at birth. All DNA tests should be mandatory before a man could be forced to pay any type of child support, period. I don't even care if you're married. I think that if you're married to a woman, she goes outside of the relationship and has a child, you decide to break up with her, leave her. I don't think you should owe her alimony nor child support. And I don't care if there is no prenuptial. I think that if a woman has a child by somebody outside of that marriage, that husband should be able to divorce her without paying alimony or child support. See, we have to have laws like this in order for us to get back realigned. You understand? We're not aligned right now. We're not aligned with the Lord. Anyway, let's play this video.
The Indian community will not be voting for you. Specifically because you are half Indian and you invited Megan the Stallion over MIA? You are the best Indian rapper in the world to come to your rally. And you picked Megan? She is great, but that ass is not Indian. Kamala, you talk about coconut trees, but you do not use coconut oil. You look like a damn sandworm from Dune with that dry ass skin of yours. Kamala, your auntie told me that you took out all the cashews and raisins from your biryani. Kamala, how dare you desecrate your biryani? Kamala, we revoke your Guru Nanda oil pulling axis. I contacted Guru Nanda himself and he told me, good luck with those yellow ass teeth. If I ever see you with some white teeth, I will burn every coconut tree in the world. You will never be able to use that metaphor ever again. Don't act like us. Don't act like us.
In the name of the Lord Jesus.
UN official slams decision to allow Imana Khelif to compete in women's boxing following the win over Italy's Angela Carini in just 46 seconds. In a significant development, Reem Al-Salam, the UN Special Rapporteur on Violence Against Women and Girls, expressed her concern on X.
Okay, I want to say something real quick. Now do you understand what I'm saying? The Democrats create a problem, and then after they create the problem, then they complain about the problem, and then they come up with a million different ways that they're gonna try to fix it, and then they blame it on the Republicans. The number one reason right now why we have men fighting women in the Olympics is the Democrats of America. Not just the politicians, but the voters. That's the number one reason why in the Olympics, we got men fighting women. But the UN's official slams the decision. Who runs the UN?
Posted that Carini had rightly followed her instincts and prioritized her physical safety, but she and other female athletes should not have been exposed to this physical and psychological violence based on their sex. Khelif is one of two boxers who have been cleared to compete in the women's boxing in Paris, despite having been disqualified from last year's Women's World Championships when further tests were carried out, which officials said deemed them biologically male. At the welterweight clash at Paris's Arena Nord on Thursday morning, Carini took two right hands from her opponent before telling her corner she wanted to stop.
So I need you to stop what you're doing right now.
I want to explain something to all of you people that think that a woman can just go work out, and then be as strong as a man. There's nothing you can do about bone density. There is zero things that women can do to increase their bone density to the level of a man. When you start realizing strength does not only have to deal with your muscles, but it also has to deal with your bone density, which women are born with less of. So all contact sports are dangerous for women when they have to compete against a man. These are biological facts.
Listen to how crazy this is. First of all, I don't care if you're a feminist. I don't care if you are anti-man, anti-woman, anti-sports, hate your life. I don't care what is going on, but this is crazy. Angela Carini, she is a female boxer in the Olympics right now. She was forced to compete against a biological male who, by the way, just last year did not meet eligibility requirements because he's a man. But the Olympics allows him to compete. She lasted 46 seconds in this fight because it hurt that bad. She was crying afterwards. She said that she has never been hit so hard in her life. Her dreams of medaling, her dreams of winning a medal for her late father, done, annihilated. She never had a chance, because how can you when you're competing against a man? The woke agenda has to stop. It's going to affect your kids, my kids. Please visit the link in my bio, sign this petition. Enough is enough.
Not Christians, by the way, because Christian nationalists is very different, is that they believe that our rights as Americans, as all human beings, don't come from any earthly authority. They don't come from Congress. They don't come from the Supreme Court. They come from God.
Yeah, dumbass. Our fundamental rights don't come from Congress. They come from God. You know who else said that? Our founding fathers. Ever bothered reading the Declaration of Independence, ma'am? We hold these truths to be self-evident, that all men are created equal. Stop me if you've heard this, ma'am. That they are all endowed by their creator with certain unalienable rights, that among these are life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. Does that sound familiar? This is where we're at, guys. In 2024, if you believe in the founding documents of this country, that your rights come from God rather than the government, you're a Christian nationalist? Great. Sign me up. Guess we're all Christian nationalists now.
Hail to the chief. He's the one we all say hail to.
Dave Kovic was an ordinary guy.
Mr. Cole, your government needs your help.
Yeah. We just happen to look like the president.
You're a very handsome man. Thank you, Mr. President. Just get rid of the grin. You look like a schmuck.
Dave, something has happened to the president.
What about the vice president?
The vice president is mentally unbalanced.
Is this legal? Oh, yeah. Probably.
We think so.
Yes.
Suddenly, Dave has a great job.
I can't tell you the whole story. It's kind of a national emergency kind of thing, but you got to help me cut the budget a little.
You got to cut the budget.
He has a great house.
Do I need to tell 9?
Who does these books? I mean, if I ran my business this way, I'd be out of business.
And he has a great wife.
Why can't you die from a stroke like everybody else?
She hates me.
Yes. And the amazing thing is, everyone loves him.
Working at Mitchell lately, huh? This guy been having too many Happy Meals for lunch or what?
Kevin Kline, the Academy Award-winning star of A Fish Called Wanda.
I once caught a fish this big.
From Ivan Reitman, the director of Ghostbusters, Twins, and Kindergarten Fun.
Before we get started, a couple things I'd like to go over in the budget.
Mr. President.
Yes?
Kill him.
Can't kill a president.
He's not a president. He's an ordinary person. I can kill an ordinary person.
In a country where anybody can become president. Anybody just did. Kevin Kline, Sigourney Weaver.
Make a nice president, Dave.
Dave.
Okay, let's get back to work.
Whoa!
False alarm. I'm fine. Everything's fine.
I want to say something about that Dave movie. First of all, do you want to know why I believe that movie was actually made? I think that was actually made because of Ronald Reagan. A lot of people believed that Ronald Reagan was in the same situation that Biden is in right now. The difference is that Reagan was still really, really loved. He was loved so much that his vice president won after he couldn't run anymore. Reagan was loved, like to a bananas degree. Like, I can't even explain this to you, how much Reagan was loved, but that's a whole nother, Biden ain't got shit on him. Obama don't got shit on him. When Reagan was president, the way he was loved was insane. But I think that had more to do with, the internet didn't exist, so people wasn't able to fact check, and you just had to go with whatever the media was saying. And what the media was doing with Reagan is basically what the media is doing right now, or was doing with Biden, and what they're trying to do with Kamala, when they're just constantly trying to push out, Biden, Kamala good, Trump bad. You understand? Like, fire hurt. Like, you understand what I'm saying? So that's what they was trying to do. But if I remember correctly, that's what Dave was about, because some people believed that Nancy Reagan was actually running the White House. So you can go look back on that and see however you want it. They believe Nancy Reagan and who the vice president was, the other Bush Senior, was actually the ones that was running the government during that period of time. That's what they believe. Anyway, for everybody that don't know, Ronald Reagan, extremely charismatic. Just so we could be clear, he was as quick-witted as Trump. Like, go look at some of his debates and stuff and interviews that Ronald Reagan did when he still had all of his faculties. He was as quick-witted as Trump and everything. And something else that people don't get, people could just poison you, fam, and fuck your brain up. People could poison you. You don't even know. It'll be over a long period of time. People could just poison you and fuck your brain up. Be careful about who you have around your house and around your food. That's a fact. Don't let nobody lie to you. In any regard, we've talked about the Olympic thing. Can we talk about the Kamala Harris? Thank you, Barry. Thank you, Barry. He says, yeah, Reagan was loved. The way he talked was like Trump. Go watch some of the interviews and stuff, man. Yo, when I was in elementary school, if they would wheel in the damn TV and play Reagan in the classroom to us. Do you understand? We're in elementary school. Shout out to PS59, by the way. We were in elementary school. They would wheel in the TV and play tapes of Reagan for us. Now, I don't know if they was doing all the other classes, but that's what was happening in my class. Our teachers would take time out of the day to talk about Reagan in the positive way. They were engineering, I'm assuming. Not sure what, though. Because remember, Reagan was Republican. In any regard. Brandon Washington says, I worked for a doctor one time. He talked about his wife who tried to kill her husband by feeding him steaks every night. She tried to give him high cholesterol and oil so he would have a heart attack from fatty meats. And this nigga was just living the life. This nigga was just living it. I had to be expensive. This nigga was just living the life. Mofo was eating steaks. His wife was cooking a banquet meal every night. He thought he was winning. Whole time she want him out of here. Sheesh, fam. Whole time she want him out of here. He busy laying back like, I got the best wife in the world. I have steak every night. If Kamala wins, we are screwed. So I haven't talked about this yet because I saw some video on it. I wasn't able to save the video, so I've been looking around for it more, but I will mention something. So allegedly, they're finding more inconsistency with the Georgia, with the votes for the last presidential election. And allegedly, not just in Georgia, pardon me, but allegedly, there is a guy. Did I get the video? Hold on. If I got the video, I'm going to play it for you right now. I literally have to remember how the thing looks. The thumbnail. That's the only way I'm going to be able to do, which is just this is for today. Sheesh. We got a lot of videos coming today. Hold on. Boom, 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 boom. So apparently, one of the dudes that actually make the voting machines. Listen to what he has to say.
Eugene Curtis. And where do you reside? Tallahassee, Florida. And what is your profession? I'm a computer programmer. Would you please speak into the microphone so the audience can hear your testimony? I'm a computer programmer. Mr. Curtis, are there programs that can be used to secretly fix elections? Yes. How do you know that to be the case? Because in October of 2000, I wrote a prototype for President Congressman Tom Feeney at the company I work for in Oviedo, Florida, that did just that. And we say did just that. It was a rig an election? It was flip the vote 51-49. Whoever you wanted to go to and whichever race you wanted to elect. And would that program that you designed be something that elections officials that might be county boards of elections could detect? You never see it.
So besides this video, I also saw where they said that this actually happened in the 2020 election. The problem is, I don't know if it was just fake parody shit or whatever the case is. And I tried to save it, but I don't think I was able to. But if I do find myself to have saved it, and I do find it somewhere, obviously I'm going to play it for you guys and I'm going to post it. But I want to be clear on this. And I think that this is one of the biggest, maybe inconsistent misunderstandings that people have is involving or... So they're saying that Biden got 81 million votes. That's more than Obama. I want y'all to name me a president who's been more popular than Obama in the last 20 years. A politician that's been more popular than Obama. Biden? Biden got more votes than Obama? All right, we got to vote up right now. It says Kamala, has Kamala disrespected her Indian Muslim heritage by now proclaiming to be black? 32% said yes. I'm assuming most of y'all actually is Muslim and Indian. 57% said no. I'm assuming none of you are Muslim nor Indian. And 11% said just want to see the results. And I don't know what you guys are. Just so we can be clear, no idea what you guys are. No idea. Not hating or talking shit. I'm just saying I have no idea what you guys are. With that being said, I want to be clear about a couple of things. And I'm going to tell you why I believe that no Muslim nor any Indian, American Muslim or American Indian should vote for Kamala. When she was trying to go to Congress, or whatever, not Congress, when she was trying to get elected as the AG or whatever the other things that she was elected as, she was openly proclaiming to be Indian. She wasn't saying black Indian or Indian black. She wasn't saying, yo, I'm Jamaican and Indian. She was saying Indian. You see, now, if she was saying black and Indian or Jamaican and Indian, I wouldn't have an issue at all with her now proclaiming to be black. I'd have zero issue. But the fact that she was not doing that means that she was actively trying to remove herself from the category of being black, believing that by her saying that she was black, she might not get votes. Believing that the best way to get elected in those other situations was to say that she was Indian and not making a big deal about being black. Why is this a thing? Why is this a thing? Why is this a thing? Why shouldn't just Indian people be mad, but black people should be pissed off also, just so we can be clear? Why is this a thing? Because basically, if she was lighter and could have passed as white, I don't believe she would have even told anybody she was Indian. If she could have passed as white, I believe she wouldn't even have brought up her heritage at all. I believe the only reason why she brought up her Indian heritage was so people won't confuse her with being black. Let that sit with you for a moment. Let that sit with you for a moment. I believe she didn't want to be confused with being black. I believe her saying she was Indian all of those times, her actively saying, I am not black. So now she gets elected for, these different positions, right? And as she gets elected for these different positions, her main point is that she's going to be hard on crime, hard on black people. Now let's go look at her actual career as an AG. Why there's so many people that were imprisoned under her that were given inordinate amounts of time in prison? Why are there people that she had proof that they were innocent, but she hid the proof that they were innocent and wouldn't disclose it to the courts? Why are there people that exist like this if she's for law and order? Because being for law and order also means not sending innocent people to prison, doesn't it? Being for law and order also means making sure that individuals that do go to prison go for the proper amount of time, correct? Being for law and order doesn't mean, oh man, if somebody commits a crime, he jaywalk, we got to kill him. That's not what that means. So now you're part of the Indian community, the Muslim community, and y'all been riding with homegirl for how long? And now all of a sudden, what does she do? She gets ready to go to the biggest party, right? This is when she was on the bill for the vice president. And what's the first thing she do? She sheds her skin, her Indian skin. Now she's black. She's ashamed of you Indians. She's ashamed of you Muslims. So now you guys are going to vote for her? Why would an Indian vote for her? Explain to me how that makes sense. I don't think an Indian should vote for her. I don't think a Muslim should vote for her. She's ashamed of you. She's not saying I'm black and Indian. She's not saying I'm black and Muslim because obviously she's Muslim. She's not saying any of that. She's saying I'm black. She's going out there doing all the black things. I wouldn't even have a problem with this if she was also doing all the Muslim things and also doing all of the Indian things. Saying, look, I come from a diverse background. We weren't just, I didn't just come from a black household, which her household was not black, by the way. Her father makes that pretty clear. But I don't just come from a black household, but I come from a household where we had, multiple different ethnic traditions. So not only was I following the traditions of black people, but I was also following the traditions of my mother's side, the Indian side, the Muslim side. Why isn't she doing this? Because she believes she cannot win the election if she's associated with Muslims. So she cannot be associated with Indians. If I had the opportunity to speak to Trump before he gave the debate, I'd say you got to bring that up every opportunity. That she just abandoned her Muslim heritage. Abandon them. Abandon her Indian heritage. I'd bring that up every opportunity. And look, Trump, you got to bring that up every opportunity. You have to drill this into the American people's head so much that they're going to be upset about it and talk about it tomorrow. Because what's going to happen after she wins the election? She's going to forget she's black, which she isn't. So, you know, she's going to forget to lie about it. Why would you expect somebody who so obviously grew up in a certain particular, I don't have family, right? But I did grow up in a certain structure as far as certain theological structure that I still adhere to this day, because that's the structure that I grew up in. That's what helped create me, right? And I'm not shy about it. I speak openly. Now, imagine somebody grew up in a specific theological structure that they are ashamed of and they don't want anybody to know about. Why would that be? Just an opinion. If anybody want to come up here and speak on this, I don't know how long the show is going to be, just so we could be clear, because I want to get to other business. I got other business I want to get to. So how long this show is going to be. But if anybody want to come up here and speak on the two topics that we got going, hit the link. I'm thinking I'm about to get ready to wind down off of the show soon, because I just got other things that we have to get to over here. And I want to take a quick break, and we're going to go to commercial break in a moment. But I want to take a quick break before that to say I appreciate all of you guys that's been showing up. We have been doing 4 million. Oh, this is our new sub count, by the way. You can see it just going up like damn near 1,000 a day. This is, I can't, hold on, because I don't want to show y'all all of the numbers. So this is the best way to do that. Shout out to everybody that helped us get to 4 million views in the last 28 days. We did 4 million views in the last 28 days, which is basically really 4 million views in the last week. We did 4 million views, to be honest with you, because before then I was busy working on some other projects. I wasn't doing any, I wasn't dropping as many videos. I've only been dropping a lot of videos as of recently in our last cycle. And it started about on the 26th of July. We're going to keep it up though. Don't worry about it. So thank you for the 4 million views that we've been doing since basically about the 26th of July. So how many days ever that was? And for anybody that's going to say that I'm lying, because, you know, for whatever the reason is, people want to always say I'm lying about something, even though I'm be telling the truth. You could just see I was jump off right there. So I'm not lying. Those are literally from the 26th. Ow. Because, you know, I'm always people that want to manipulate you. The easiest way to do that is by calling somebody that's telling the truth a liar. So as you can see, if it's that's from the 26th of July that we've been doing those 4 million views. From the 26th of July, since we've been doing those 4 million views. So appreciate everybody that's been you know, watching the page. Appreciate everybody that's been commenting. We've been getting so many comments. I've been trying to respond. I've been trying to respond to as many comments as possible. I've been trying to respond to as many comments as possible. You guys are the best. I appreciate you guys, and I love you guys. And I just want to let y'all know. Everything is up. All right. You see the bar now going like this. It's up. And right now, just because I just want to share this with y'all. We're at about 1.3 million views in the last 48 hours. So we're up over here. We're up. We're working. We're up. We're working. Don't know what to tell you. Somebody dropped a comment about the Olympics. The Olympics said Emaine isn't a man. She has high levels of testosterone. Think they point into Sawyer disorder. Yeah, I don't care about none of that. If you were born a man, you're a man, period. I don't care how much testosterone or estrogen you have in your system. If you were born a man, you're a man. I don't care about none of that. God made you a man when you came out of the womb, or when you came out of that C-section, while you was in that belly, you was a male. So I'm going on what God is talking about. I'm not going on whatever anybody else is talking about. So you could go on what you want to talk about, though. You could go on whatever the science is that you want to attempt to discuss, but I don't care about none of that. People always want to try to change people will. I mean, I don't know what Cato is trying to discuss right there, but I don't care about none of that. God first, man. God first. I don't care about none of that. I don't care about none of that. What God said. What God said. I don't care about none of that. Also, I haven't said race or ethnicity. I haven't used one of those words today. That's why you got kicked, Iron Sheik. Anything else you want to assume, you're going to have to make a whole fake account and come back. Anything else you want to assume, Iron Sheik? I didn't say the word race nor ethnicity. I didn't use those words before right now. Go rewind the video and watch it again. But you got kicked, so you're going to have to. I don't care if I'm in here with 3 people. If you disrespect me, I'm kicking you. I don't care if I'm in here with 3 people and the 3 people disrespect me. I'm kicking all 3 of them. I don't care. I talk to 0 people, man. I'll be right in here talking to 0 people and be just fine. As long as I do my content and then I get the heck up out of here. In any regard, I got stuff that I got to get to. Is there anything else that you guys want to talk about? Anything else you guys want to talk about? I got to get to other stuff. Hold on. Let's see what this vote is looking like real quick. The question is, has Kamala disrespected her Indian Muslim heritage by now proclaiming to be black? 32% said yes, 58% said no, and 10% said just want to see the results. Yeah, I don't care about none of that. What y'all have to realize is when a person can't have a conversation, and I'm not talking about Cato specifically, I'm just saying in general, I'm talking about the Iron Sheik guy that I kicked. When a person isn't intelligent enough to be able to hold the conversation that you're holding, they're going to try to change the conversation to something that they think you don't know about. You understand what I'm saying? So when you see people doing that to you, that's called gaslighting. Just don't even talk to them. Like if I have a conversation with you about something and then you try to come back to me and say we actually was talking and we said something else, I be remembering conversations like damn near verbatim. So if I have a conversation with you, I promise you I remember the conversation. So if you, especially if it's important, so then if you come up to me and say, no, I didn't say that, or you try to tell me what I said and I know I didn't say it, yeah, I'm probably going to try to avoid conversation with you for the rest of my life. I'm just being honest with you. I'm just being honest. Don't want to argue with you. I'm not mad at you. I don't want revenge. I just don't never want to talk to you again. That's it. Never. Or for no reason and no purpose. And I don't care. You're obviously a dishonest person. And so therefore, why would I spend time speaking with you? That don't make sense. Like it's one thing to be wrong, but it's another thing to try to gaslight me into thinking that I didn't say something that I did say, or that I did say something that I didn't say. That's unforgivable to me. Like, I forgive you, but that's the end of the conversation. Period. That's the end of the conversation. End of the conversation. End of the conversation. Immediately. Anyway, is there anybody that want to talk about anything? I want to get to other business. I know this is a short show, but it doesn't seem like it seems like this is basically the end. I know this is a short show, but I got other stuff that I want to get to. Is there anything that you guys want to talk about other than just people coming in here trying to gaslight me? because I'd rather just go get to the other business that I want to do for the day, because that business actually pays me money. This I just do because I do it. Be honest with you, I don't make no money doing this. The other stuff I do, I make money doing. I don't make money doing this. So is there anything y'all guys want to talk about? Yes or no? If not, I'm gonna get up out of here. I'll give y'all a minute. And yes, I'm actively doing the other thing the whole entire time that this live has been going on. I've been actively doing the other thing. So my mind is really on working on the other thing, because I like when, you know, there's actual stuff happening. And the other thing makes me money. This doesn't make me no money. I just do this because I do this. I was like literally probably not even going to do the show this morning. Everybody should say shout out to Brandon Washington, because he's the only reason why we did the show this morning. For anybody that likes the show or enjoys to be here, he's literally the only reason why we did the show this morning. Blacks Against Harris Zoom call was successful with over 72,000 attendees in total. The difference between us and Democrats is that we uploaded the full video instead of selected clips from celebrities like white guys for Harris did. There's no way in the world that Kamala Harris should win this next election unless they cheat. There's just no way. It's just the only way they can win is if they cheat. And I'm paying attention to everybody who sides with Kamala. Every single celebrity that sides with Kamala, you are communist to me. You are communist to me. I lived in the 80s. We do not want communism. I saw what communism did to other countries. We do not want communism. They've tricked y'all. Mike Tyson said he's willing to box that Olympic dude with all proceeds going to Batterman's women's shelter. Shout out to Mike Tyson. Yeah, I wasn't going to do a show this morning. Brandon Washington is one of the few dudes I actually be talking to and stuff like that off of here. So Brandon hit me up this morning. And when Brandon hit me up this morning, we talked for a minute. And I was kind of in between whether I wanted to do a live or not, to be honest with you. I was like, stuck in between. I'm not sure if I want to do a live. I don't know. But, I said, fuck it, I'll do a live. But I have a lot of stuff to get to, and I want to play some Zelda today. I haven't played Zelda in like 4 or 5 months. I want to play some Zelda today. Pretty soon, in the next month or two, we will be streaming games like Zelda. In the next couple of months, we will be streaming games like Zelda. But all that type of stuff is being set up as we speak. So we will be streaming games like Zelda. So all that stuff is now being set up. So I want to get to the business that actually pays me. Is there anything y'all guys want to talk about? I'm not trying to rush out the door. I'm going to play a commercial real quick. Be right back. Be right back.
I'm gonna need some of you niggas to stop playing with me. I am not a game. Go play Tetris or something. Word is born. Call me guns, I'm not gonna never tell it on my brother. Word is born, I'ma keep and I put that on my mother. Fresh from the streets and I rep it like no other. Say more to the heat, y'all can go and kiss each other. Niggas think that they crazy, what's a knife to a gun? If I can't get the pops, I'ma go get his son. Oh, I heard he got a daughter, tell that little bitch run. She get blinded by the bullets cause it's blazing like the sun. You get click versus me, that's a one-on-one. Shoot them niggas with a stick and a broom, get it done. Chopper loose, extra boost, I'm the man with the juice. When the boogeyman around, niggas pray to Jesus. You should call him Lucifer, that's a fallen angel. Make a star see stars, that's a star bangle. R.I.P. t-shirts, now you
Listen, there's gonna be days where you feel like shit. There's gonna be days where you feel like giving up. There's gonna be days where you feel like you have no support. Your friends aren't supporting you enough. There's gonna be days where you feel like people are just like giving you the blind eye. And I just want to tell you to keep fucking going because it's always like that until it gets better.
Hey, yeah, we're back. I just want to play some commercials real quick. Some of those people pay me, so I said I should be playing their commercials more. I will be playing their commercials more in the future. Trojan Man, what up, Trojan Man? He says, any idea why it took so long? I know what you're talking about, but why would you say that? I haven't even spoken on that. Why would you say that? I know what you're talking about. I'm curious as to why did you just say that? With all due respect. I know what you're talking about. Like, you don't got to give me a hint on anything. I'm curious as to why you just said that. I'm curious as to why did you just say that? Curious. All right, put your second comment through again. It probably didn't go through. Copy. I just want to know where that came from. Write your second comment again. So there was 3 comments. The second comment did not go through. Put your second comment through. Try it again. I'll give you a second. Come on. Because I'm not in no rush. It's just that if I'm not doing nothing over here, I've done my content. If I'm not doing anything over here, I want to get to this other business because I'm already distracted thinking about it. This is what our real-time numbers look like the last 48 hours. 1.3 million views our last 48 hours. I promise you, the people that's talking crazy about me, they probably not even doing 500,000 views in the last 48 hours. They probably not even doing 200,000 views. They probably not even doing 10,000 views. They just hating. So I promise you, the 1.3 million views in the last 48 hours. When you're doing views like that, YouTube pay, by the way. Just want to just say that. And just so we could just hit the nail on the head a little bit harder. Just a little bit harder. Y'all better stop believing the haters, fam. Y'all be believing the haters and like y'all don't know haters exist. Y'all just be thinking niggas hate and be telling the truth. So Trojan, are you gonna put the second comment or not? If not, I'm about to just get up out of here. So just so we could be clear, we were also doing 1.7 like a couple of days ago. They pay for those views, fam. Those views gets payments. Just so we can be clear for everybody that don't know. You get paid for views like that, fam. Nope, it didn't go through. So I don't know what you're trying to write, but it is not going through. Yeah, you get paid for views like that, fam. I know some of y'all don't know about that, but if you're doing over 1 million in views in 48 hours, fam, you're 100% getting payments, fam. They're 100% gonna make some chips, fam. I know you're gonna try to tell whoever those people are gonna try to tell the rest of the world that that guy's doing almost 2 million views on YouTube, but they not paying them. I know that's what you're gonna say, but that's not reality. That's just hate. It's called jealousy. Okay, so what Trojan Man is trying to talk about is that Biden's administration just gave the 9/11 people, well, I don't even know why they haven't already been going through whatever they're supposed to go through, just gave the people from 9/11 a plea deal. So I don't want to hear no Democrats ever talk about 9/11 again. Y'all elected people who gave those guys a plea deal when they should have got the death penalty. But you know why they gave him a plea deal, right? 9 times out of 10, it was so they could get people back from the other countries. Because our government is weak and our government keep negotiating with terrorists. You want to know the main reason why when somebody does me in any way wrong, why I don't deal with them no more? Because I don't negotiate with terrorists. I don't want to negotiate or have a conversation with anybody that's trying to do bullshit. Once I see you trying to do bullshit to me, our relationship is done, over. I don't care who you are. I don't care what about nothing. I don't negotiate with terrorists. Period. On no level. So an individual will be like, yo, Jack don't be giving people a chance. No, I gave you a chance. You just didn't understand it was a chance. You thought it was me being a sucker. But I was actually just giving you a chance to do right. You chose not to do right. So therefore, I excommunicated your ass. Now you butthurt. So our government negotiate with terrorists. Trump, how many people did Trump get back from other countries and he gave them 0? Explain that to me. How many people did other countries have that Trump was like, you better give us back our American citizens and I'm not giving you nothing? And they gave back those American citizens. Now we have an administration that they're saying, oh, just don't leave the country. What kind of shit is that? So if you do leave the country, we're going to go give them, the thing that they kidnapped you for? Nah, we bombing you niggas. I'm going to tell you one of the dopest shits I ever heard. I'm going to tell you about a meeting Trump had with one of those, I think they said the Iranian dude. I think they said the Iranian president. But I'm going to tell you about he's having a meeting with one of those from one of them Arab countries. So they had some American citizens. No, they didn't have American citizens. There was a problem where allegedly an American citizens was going to get hurt in their country or whatever the case is. So Trump is meeting with the dude. And Trump tells him, yo, look, another citizen, American citizen, better not get hurt in your country. Because if they do, I'm going to kill you. That's what Trump said. And then he goes into his jacket and pulls out a picture. No, what he says the thing. So the interpreter, because it has to be interpreted. The interpreter is like, what? He doesn't know. Trump was like, tell him. Everybody else in the room is like, so the interpreter says it. And then Trump pulls out a picture of the nigga's crib and shows it to him. And the dude was like, I understand. And then they said for like the next 2 or 3 years or something like that, no American citizen was ever injured, hurt, or anything in that country. There's never been no complaint of anything happening to an American citizen in that particular country. So that's the president I want. I don't want the president that's giving back to countries people who are so notorious for terrorism and war that there was movies made about them so we could get a basketball player back, but we will leave our soldiers in that same country that are also held captive. So no, 0 things. Our whole administration is garbage, trash. Whole entire administration, suckers. Stop letting people who are bullies be in charge, because that's all the Democrats are, is bullies. Most bullies are suckers, and they only on top when they have the advantage. Once they don't have the advantage no more, they suckers. You understand? I said it. Most bullies are suckers. They're only bullies because they believe they have the advantage. And once they don't have the advantage, they suckers. If I'm saying anything wrong, put it in the chat. Y'all be thinking niggas that be acting like they bullies is tough. Then why they gotta roll in packs? Why they gotta lie? Once you consider yourself to be a bully and you lie, nigga, I ain't got no respect for you. You're not even standing on the bullshit you coming with. You're supposed to be a whole tough guy, but you lie about anything? I'd rather you just say you didn't know. I'd rather you say you don't remember. I'd rather you say you're not sure. I'd rather you say, yo, that's what happened, but I'm not doing it. But to lie? And you're supposed to be a tough guy bully? Literally BAN shit. Bitch ass nigga shit. Literally. Literally. Ran out of coffee. Anyway, yeah. Anything else y'all want to discuss real quick? I don't want to talk about that too much. There's a reason for that because I'm going to be creating content around it. So I don't really want to talk about it too much. You understand? But no, 100% what you wanted. Copy? How do you give the people who did 9/11, pardon me, anything except for the death penalty? I need an explanation. Y'all give black people the death penalty for killing one person. The people who allegedly, there's a reason why I'm saying that because I got other content that's coming out today that I don't want to spoil you. But the people who allegedly ran those planes into those buildings, those people you're going to give a plea deal to. But the black guy that killed only one person, you're going to give him the death penalty. I need an explanation. Kamala Harris. And I don't want to hear you had nothing to do with it. You the president. There's no way in the world anything is happening with those 9/11 people that whoever the current president is or vice president is don't know about. Kamala Harris is the current vice president. How would she not know about it? You don't read your freaking memos? I personally don't think Kamala Harris reads anything at all that has to deal with the government. I think her only job is to go around and try to get black people to hate Donald Trump. I literally think that's her only job. And that's how come I knew she was going to be the vice president before she got nominated. Before Joe Biden chose her to be vice president, you can go back to the videos that we were making around that period of time. I told y'all Kamala Harris was going to be his VP choice. That's the reason why. Because he needed a way to attack Trump and pretend like Trump hated black people. Trump does not hate black people. Trump was the one white person that black people loved in the 80s. Loved. Most other white people, black people hated them. Black people loved Trump in the 80s. Loved Trump in the early 90s. Trump was doing shit in the community and in New York City for black people on a regular. Well, he was just doing shit for people in general, but also loved. Everybody talk about how he was trying to kick the lady out of the building, but nobody talks about the lady that he found out was living free in the Trump hotel, and they tried to kick her out, and he said, nah, she could live there as long as she want to live there. Nobody talking about that, though. But they do want to talk about how he was telling some people that lived in a regular building that he owned, they had to get out. But the fucking Trump Tower, which is no telling how much money he was losing every single month off of that apartment, he said, don't even worry about it. She lived there now. I moved somebody in the Trump Towers before. One of the Trump buildings, not the main Trump Tower, a different Trump building. I moved two people. I worked in the Trump building more than once. Matter of fact, I worked in the main Trump building also. The main one over there, the one I'm talking about, I worked in the one over there near you can't even say fucking near the Time Warner building. There's one near the Time Warner building. Also, I also worked in the Time Warner building before. Like I told y'all, when I was doing moving and storage for flat rate, I was top tier. I was one of the best foremen. They sent me to where the rich people were. When I tell y'all I used to make $200, $250 in tips every day, I was making $250 or $200 in tips every day. I was so good, I only worked 4 days out the week, fam. You know, after I got my shit going. I only worked 4 days. I didn't work 5. I worked 4. My check that I was getting from flat rate would be like $250. But my tips for that whole week could be like $1,200, $1,500. 4 days of work. I'm a hustler. I'm a hustler, homie. I'm a hustler. I'm a hustler, homie. That's why I be having to fall out with people, because they be thinking they a hustler, but they not a hustler. You know, I'm a hustler. I'm a hustler, homie. Yo, get at me. I was making bread, man. Remember also, I have been doing moving and storage since I've been like 14, 15 years old. That's why every time somebody's like, why don't I go do hard labor now? I'm like, fam, I've been doing hard labor my whole life. You've been unemployed your whole life, so you don't even understand. A lot of the niggas that complain that I do YouTube right now, y'all been unemployed your whole life. You living with a woman, she paying all your bills. I'm out here getting 1.3 million views in the last 48 hours. We not the same. Shout out to you though. I do wish everyone out there all the prosperity, as long as it doesn't come at the destruction of me. I wish everybody all the prosperity. I wish whatever it is that God has planned for you that you achieve. I wish people do have the ability to reach their dreams, you know, reasonable ones, not the people that their dreams are just destroying other people. You niggas need to go. They need to just get rid of all of you niggas, just to be honest with you. And also, and I meant to say this in the beginning of the video, shout out to the Seagate community. I love living here. I love just the way people treat me just in general. I wish that I was able to be more friendly with the people of my own color. I wish, you know, maybe one of these days, you know, God will allow for that to happen for me. When I leave Coney Island, I can. It's when I'm in Coney Island that I can't. But, you know, hopefully God will turn some of these people hearts around, and, you know, maybe he won't. I don't know. But maybe God will turn some of these people hearts around. There's no telling. There's literally no telling. I don't expect for him to, you know, I don't expect for the people that want bad to happen to me to just up and change. I don't expect that to happen. So it's not something I'm like looking. I can't wait for that. It's not something I'm looking for. But shout out to the people who live in the community that show me love, appreciate me. I wish, you know, not damn near 98% of them was Caucasian. You know, I'm very happy that the Caucasian people, foreigners love me, but I wish we had more than like 2% of the people, you know, that weren't black, that were black, that also gave me appreciation. Or I had a black dude walk up to me yesterday, and I'm not gonna say his name because I don't want other black people to hate him. So I'm not gonna say his name. I feel like if I say his name, other black people in the community will hate him. So I'm not gonna say his name. But he walks up to me. I'm working with some kids yesterday at the park. My back was hurting like for a couple of days, so I hadn't really been working with the kids like I generally would. I think I missed one of the days. So I'm working with the kids yesterday, and we finished one of the games. We got one of these tall kids out here. He's about 6'6". He's not from here, but his family lives here. He comes here for the summer. He's from Oregon. He plays high school basketball over there. You know, he's gonna be a big deal. So he's out there. I'm working with him and a couple of other kids. I got the main kid that I work with, 11-year-old kid. He's gonna be special. I promise you, he's gonna be special. And this other kid that's out there, and I'm not saying nobody's names on purpose, because I don't want them to get no backlash. You know what I'm saying? I don't want people to go try to hurt their lives just because they not fucked up to me. You know what I'm saying? So I'm working with them. So the black guy comes up to me, and I'm actually on the phone with somebody when this happens. So for individuals that's gonna say I'm lying, I was on the phone when this happened. So the black dude comes up to me, and you know, he just said, "Yo, I just want to say thank you." You know what I'm saying? start saying things along the line of I'm a real role model in the community and things as such. And then that's gravy. That's cool. I appreciate that. Don't get this confused. But the point that he said that stood out to me is that he said when he first moved here, because he'd been living here for some time, I guess before I moved here. He said that when he first moved here, that, you know, it was much different. Like the black people and the white people, they just did not get along to the degree that they do now. Even much so that when he first moved here, he actually had got stopped by the police because they didn't believe he lived here at one point or whatever the case was. And he said, basically, because of the work that I'm doing in the community, that's bringing the community together. That's bringing the black people in the community and the people who are of other races more together. He says, you know, basically he hasn't seen any black people in the community be able to interact with the other people that live here as seamlessly as I do. And he was, you know, this is a big deal. And he was saying it was dope. So I want to just say something real quick, just to give this context. When I go outside of Seagate, I've spoken to quite a few people outside of Seagate, and they've had terrible experiences with some of the people that live inside of here that are Caucasian or not black. They've had some bad experiences, and it's been a long going thing, like for years and years and years and years, like not just over the last 5 years, not just over the last 10 years, but like forever. You understand? Like it's always been a disconnect. When I first moved here, I had a situation that had happened in the park one day. And it was like I felt the people who were black were trying to get me to choose a side. You know, am I going to be with the black people or am I going to be with the white people? And I think some of the problem I've had in the community was because I didn't choose the black people over the white people, but also I didn't choose the white people over the black people. I just treat people how they treat me. So since I wasn't having any conflict with any, or I understand even when there was some conflict with the people who aren't black, you don't understand my culture. You know, you, especially individuals that come from another country and you're here, you probably live here 2-3 years, 4 or 5 years, whatever the case is, you might not understand my culture. So there is an expectation, oh, pardon me, there is a certain level of emotional intelligence that I'm going to bring to the table, knowing that we're going to have miscommunication sometimes. So when I'm speaking, I have to be a little bit more, I have to understand that you don't always going to know what I'm saying directly. English isn't your first language. Also understanding that when you talk to me, I might not always understand what you're trying to convey because English is not your first language. One of the things that I keep trying to tell people is I talk to people every single day that don't speak damn near lick of English. And sometimes we stand there and whole conversations. They barely speak a lick of English, but we understand one another. So when the dude came up to me and he said what he said, and I was on the phone with the dude. So the guy was like, I was on the phone with, shout out to Brandon Washington. He was like, yo, you having a moment right now. But I didn't know how to convey to him. That dude basically just said that I'm changing the whole entire atmosphere on my own with my own energy. I'm changing the whole entire atmosphere of where I live at to the point where it's making other black people even get more accepted. While many of these same black people don't accept me. Sometimes God gives us just extremely big missions. He gives us marching orders. You just got to go out there and do the best that you can, you know? I'm sorry, but I'm doing the best that I can. And I'm doing all of this while I'm just living in a place where there's so many people that just hate me. but I'm still trying my hardest to do the best that I can. And it's positively affecting people that I don't even know. So I love where I live. I love my neighbors, all of all ethnicities. I love the fact that I got people that I consider friends that we don't even, I can't even, we can't even, we don't speak the same language. They barely speak English and I don't speak their language damn near at all. I love the fact that I can see people for who they are rather than for what the world tells them who they have to be. And sometimes even I forget how difficult that is. So shout out to homeboy yesterday. And I do remember your name, fam. I do remember dude's name. I know people, I don't want him to get no backlash because he was nice to me. I even tell the kids sometimes, you know, when there's certain people around, you know, don't be too friendly with me because I don't want people to hate you. So shout out to that. And trying to keep it together. That's a lot of responsibility that man just said that I have. It's a lot of responsibility that man said I have. I'm going to see if Brandon Washington got a minute. He don't got a minute at the time. Now, what if I told you that that's not the first person that came up to me and said those things? That's just the first person that was Black that's come up to me and said those things. Foreigners and Caucasian people that live in here has been saying that to me since I moved here. One Black lady did say that. Shout out to I don't really be wanting to say people names because I don't want people to harass them. But there is one Black woman. There's a couple of Black women here. 2 Black women. One moved. But there was 2 Black women here who's always been really kind and really nice to me. One moved. One still lives here. But with the exception of those 2, you know, because, you know, I know them. So when they say it to me, it's different than when somebody that just comes up to me randomly that I never spoke to before says it. You know, it was a moment, you know? Shout out to the Seagate Community Board and shout out to the Seagate Police Department also. I don't know if I even know anybody else that's still on the board. I used to know a couple of board members. I don't know if they're still on the board. But all of the board members that I knew personally were always kind and nice and just great people. And when I first moved in here, it was a bumpy road with the police at first because the individual who used to live in this apartment before me, he's not even allowed in Seagate. I don't want to say his name, but he's not even allowed in here. The dude that used to live here before me, like they don't even want him in here. He's not even allowed in here. If they see him in here, they escort him out, or if they see him in here, they're gonna consider him a trespasser. Put it like that. So if he comes in Seagate, apparently he has to sneak or whatever the case is. They've even asked me, do I have a photo of him to give to them so they can make sure that all the police officers know that he isn't allowed in here, so he can't sneak past the police officers that don't know. So because they want to put his photo up on the wall. I got a photo to do. I just didn't give it to them. So they want to put his photo up on the wall. I got a photo to do, but I didn't give it to them. Right. So yeah, got a photo to do. I didn't give it to them though. Dude tried to come in here and say good morning to me and then insult me, right? But I put the thing on his button, so as soon as he say the insult, I just kick him. So already I had the cursor already over kick him out. So as soon as he made the next comment, I just kicked him. Can we get some bags in the chat? I wonder if anybody knows what that is still. No, Joe Biden should have never did the trade. Never. Joe Biden should have never gave any people that he gave away. And he should have got all our people back. He is a terrible politician. The people who are running our government right now don't know what they're doing. They just don't know what they're doing. They're like the people who hate on me. They think they could do my job until they got it. Once they get it, they don't know how to grow their brand. Remember, they were people who I was helping get their channels monetized and everything, right? And then after they got their channels monetized, then why don't they, how many subs we got right now? Just so we could be clear. I just want to show you this. And this isn't me really trying to shit on nobody or nothing. This is just me making a point. So I just got 5.9 thousand subs. And basically, as you can see with the line going up and down over the last, I'll even zoom in so you can see, right? This is the thing. So you can see, I'm about to zoom in for you. Just so you can understand that these people, they don't know what they're doing. They just hate. You know what I'm saying? They don't know what they're doing. They don't have the slightest idea what they're doing. All these people that say I'm whatever they saying I am, they don't know what they're doing. All the haters, they don't know what they're doing. So since July 26th, basically, right? That's when you see the bar about to go up. Since tonight, and just so we could tell, July 26th was only 81. So I shouldn't even be using July 26th. I should actually be using July 27th. But since July 26th, we basically got 5.9, almost 6,000 new subs. That's that right here. Let me zoom in real quick so I can show you what I'm saying. This is just me showing proof, by the way. This isn't me bragging. This is just me showing proof. Remember, people keep saying I'm lying. So we basically got about 6,000 new subs in that period of time. These same individuals that talk crazy about me, right? They probably don't even got that many subs. These same individuals that talk crazy about me, they probably got channels that been up for like 6-7 years or 5-6 years or whatever, and they should have double that. They don't even got double that. You understand what I'm saying? So you gotta think about it like that. You know what I'm saying? They can only have enough conversation for a small group of individuals that are subscribing to whatever their delusions are. Whereas over here at the BBN, we have the intelligence. I just want to show you the number right there. Then I'm going to zoom in. Do I need to zoom in? Yeah, I'm going to zoom in for you. While over here at the BBN, we have the intelligence to over a certain amount of time that we're at 78,000. So this is why I keep trying to tell people, be mindful of who you side with. A lot of times people are just siding with whoever's the loudest people in the room. You know, people have to be loud when they lack intellect. People have to be loud when they lack information. They don't have no choice. How else are you gonna, they can't get anybody's attention? They don't have the information, they don't have the intelligence, they don't know how to talk, they don't know how to convey their messages. You know, so this isn't me shitting on anybody, by the way. This is just me stating a fact. The fact just doesn't align with what they want the world to be. Anyway, anything else y'all guys want to talk about? No, that trade did not benefit anything. That trade benefited 0 people. But I just want to give a shout out to, we just did all that conversation because I want to give a minute to the people in our community over here in Seagate. I love living here, and I love living in such a diverse community. But one of the reasons why it works for me, maybe more than it works for other people, is because I grew up in the Bronx. And when I grew up in the Bronx, it wasn't just black people. You guys they tricked you into thinking that the Bronx was just black people. They've tricked you. All right. It wasn't just black people. They tricked you. I promise you. It wasn't just black people, man. There were a lot of Puerto Ricans, a lot of Dominicans. There were people of other races also. There's areas. I used to live in this one area. This wasn't in the 80s, though. This was in the early 2000s, late 90s. I used to live in early 2000s. No, late 90s, early aughts, I guess. Early aughts. Late aughts, early tens, I guess. I used to live in this one place in the Bronx. It was just like a lot of black people, a lot of Puerto Ricans, but also a lot of Africans. Like a lot of Africans. Like there was literally like 2 African churches across the street. I don't even know how that worked. Churches. So the Bronx is just different, and it's really diverse, and it's just a lot of different types of people that live right on top of each other. So me moving to Seagate is me basically living in an area that is like what I grew up in. So I love it. You know, I love it. I love being able to go outside and see more than just black people. I love being able to go outside and see black people. I love being able to go outside and feel, we're working on it. We're working on it, but we're gonna, build this community, and we're not talking about inclusiveness. I hate that word now, but we're gonna build this community to be more, we need to be more. I don't want to say shut off from the outside world, but I do want to say more connected to our inside universe. So we don't want to shut out the outside world, but we do want the elements that live inside of the community to be more connected. And I think that that's important. I think that that's important. I think that that's what we should be working on. I think that's important. Anyway, I'm gonna end this I'm gonna end this poll real quick. Why the hell is it looking like that? Hold on. I said hi to a lady the other day, and she gave me just the most greatest response ever. She said, "Finally, you talk to me." I felt so bad. Like, oh man, I never spoke to you before. I felt so bad. And she was so enthusiastic when she said it, and just so nice. So enthusiastic. It was just dope. Somebody said 20 comments in 2 hours. I'm going to show y'all something real quick. So I just want to show y'all something real quick. I'm not going to show you the name of the video, but I just want to show y'all something real quick, because these people, they just live in an imaginary world where they think their lies are facts. Ah, shit. I fucked up. Hold on. Yeah, but I did something. I messed up. But I just want to show you something real quick. These people live in an imaginary world where they think their lies are facts. I put this video out yesterday, by the way. So this video went out yesterday. Yesterday, I put this video out. Right. So this is 149K views. Right. So let's see what the comments are. And it's fully monetized. Let's see what the comments are. Oh, so it's 10K comments on that video. Copy. So you don't know what you're talking about. You don't know what you're talking about. You have zero idea what you're talking about. Yeah, this ain't bragging. Y'all just don't like when I say something positive about myself. So and just look, that video, 4 seconds. That video, 9 seconds. That comment, 4 seconds. That comment, 9 seconds. That comment, 1 minute. Next comment, 1 minute. Next comment, 1 minute. Next comment, 1 minute. Next comment, 2 minutes. All this is 2 minutes ago, 1 minute ago, 40 seconds ago. So my videos are just constantly being commented on all day, just so we could be clear. Just so we could be clear. And I can show love to the people who are showing love to me. You perceive this as me not being humble, when in reality, I'm showing love to the people that's showing love to me. This is me actually being humble. Me not being humble would be me shitting on you because you can't do what I'm doing. I'm not doing that. I'm not talking about how, and I'm saying this ironically. I'm not saying this in a way meaning to attack anybody. I'm saying this in an ironic sense. But I'm not up here saying, having extended conversations about how, damn, these jealous people this, these jealous people that, these jealous people this, these jealous people that. That would be me not being humble. If I mention your jealousy of me, it's once or twice in what? Over 2 hours? That's still me being humble. Me saying, I love the way that the community is embracing me. That's me being humble. Me saying, I'm still working on trying to create some more chemistry in our community, right? So we could, live together in harmony. That's me being humble. By me saying, I'm out there working with these kids every day. Nobody pays me. I'm just doing it because I'm doing it. That's me exhibiting humbleness. You understand? Me and you not the same, man. Anyway, anything else anybody want to talk about? If not, we're going to get up out of here. I give y'all one more moment, a moment or two to comment. Anything else you guys want to talk about, put it into the chat. I have I have actually a lot of business to do, and I want to get to it. We done? That's it? All right, I'm going to let y'all go. Yeah, look, I love y'all. Everybody, go out there in the world. Do something worth doing. And then stamp God's name on it. Like, let people know that you come in the name of God. I always come in the name of God. Everything that I do, I try my best to be good at it because I want people to see God on me. So if I'm not trying my best, if I'm not trying my hardest, and then people won't necessarily see that I got God on me. So I'm always trying to be humble. Why do you think I have so many people in this community that don't even speak English, but they appreciate me, they love me? That's because I do exhibit humbleness. Let me end this poll real quick before I go out with my closing statements. I do exhibit humbleness. Imagine that. People who don't even speak English appreciate and love me, but it's the people that are supposed to show me appreciation and love me are the ones that want to destroy my life. Just think about that for one moment. And I still am, trying to be as kind as I can to these individuals, but you say that I'm not humble. Sounds to me like you're just trying to manipulate me. Sounds to me like gaslighting. Literally, it is gaslighting. It doesn't, whether it sounds like it or not, it is gaslighting. With that being said, the question was, has Kamala disrespected her Indian Muslim heritage by not proclaiming Indian/Muslim heritage by not proclaiming to be Black? And just so we could be clear, what I'm saying is there's Indian people who she belongs to. Indian would be what her race is, or what her ethnicity is, or whatever the case, right? Her ethnicity, race is Indian, right? Like I'm Black, that's my ethnicity. When you ask me what my race is and you go on a form, it's going to say what's your race/ethnicity. I'm Black. Somebody tried to come in here and say race and ethnicity were two different things. Hold on, I'm going to tell you a comment real quick. I don't think I could put it up because I kicked them. Yeah, I can't put it up with a kick because I kicked them. But I'm just going to let you understand just how slow these people are when they try to. I know what? I'm not even going to give them the time of day, but I will explain this real quick. So the question is, race and ethnicity goes, her race ethnicity is Indian, right? So her theology, her religious belief system, that's Muslim. At least that's what I'm going to assume it is, because she grew up under her mom's. Her mother, at least by the way that they carried themselves and dressed and everything else, looked like they were practicing Muslims. And there's zero wrong with that. I'm not attacking Muslims at all. So has Kamala disrespected not just her people who are part of her race or ethnicity, but also has she disrespected people who share the same theological beliefs? Because her heritage, she's now proclaiming to be Black. Now, can Black people be Muslim? Absolutely. But she's not proclaiming to be a Black Muslim. Remember, when we see a Black Muslim, them niggas stand out. Black Muslims stand out more than the only Muslims that stand out more than Black Muslims is damn near, pardon me, is Arab Muslims. Black Muslims stand out, just so we can be clear. So if she's trying to separate herself from being Indian, and I believe one of the main reasons why she's trying to separate herself from being Indian, because she actually wants to separate herself from being Muslim, and she also wants to get all the benefits of being a Black woman. So that's why I believe she's doing this. That's my train of thinking. That's not necessarily what is happening. I'm saying that that's my interpretation of the situation, just so we can be clear. Basically, should they feel disrespected? 52% said no, 34% said yes, they should be disrespected, and 13% said that they just want to see the results. 38 people voted. 38 people voted. Somebody tried to come in here and argue with me that race and ethnicity are two different things. You mean a race? These niggas really be slow, fam. And for everybody that don't get it, they're like in a group chat somewhere. And so they're all together trying to figure out how they could think of something. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I'm going up against. People who are just slow, like really slow, short but slow. Really slow. Short but slow. Short but slow. You know, these people are short but slow. With that being said, that's wild, wild. Oh man, I can't wait for that to happen. I'm not even going to say what it is. I don't want the person to stop doing what they're doing because I want their channel to get pulled. But YouTube has taken measures to protect my page. So I'm going to appreciate that. They've taken measures. They've taken measures. I got to get rid of that video too. They've been taking measures to protect my page. So shout out to YouTube. With that being said, I love y'all, everybody. Go out there in the world, do something worth doing, right? And stamp God's name on it. Let people know that you came in the name of God. Let people know that wherever you go, God comes with you. Period. Whatever your theology might be. If we don't have something that's higher than us that we subscribe to, then what are you really doing? You're really going through your life thinking that we evolved from apes? Then why are they still apes? If we evolved from monkeys, why do monkeys still exist? That wouldn't even make sense. That don't even make sense. When does something evolve from something else, but the thing that it evolved from still exists? That's not the way evolution works. So with that being said, I love y'all. Everybody, please go out there in the world. Be great. Like, comment, subscribe. Join the notification gang. Hashtag Bronx Bombers. Let's get it. I love y'all. Take care of each other. Hug the kids for me. I haven't forgotten about you. And that's all I got on this one. I'm out.